To everybody who's been liking the videos so far, we thank y'all. You guys liking the videos has kind of helped us start to grow the channel even more, so we appreciate it. To those who have not, please, we ask you, hit the like button before you even watch this video. It helps us grow the channel, helps people learn about us, and allows us to make more great content like this. So that's all we got. Thank you for helping us grow this channel. Hit the like button right now, and on with the show. Super duty tough work. As per usual,
We are here.
doing a damn thing.
Yup.
Illogic. Printnificence. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. You know, just they had her surgery last week and just got her home yesterday. So she's doing well. And
Congratulations. Congratulations. Blessings abound.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's good.
Yeah, and I just
news.
want to thank everybody for their prayers and kind words and all that. Definitely appreciate it, Definitely.
Hell yeah. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, man. That's amazing, man. That's dope, man. Yeah, it's been a good week for me too, man. I've been up here to I've been taking my they call them endorsements. I can't remember if I told you about that, where you get your CDL and then you get to add these little things, specialized things to them.
Oh, okay.
And so one is for like driving like tankers.
Okay.
This is like the big, you see the big gas tankers, people deliver gas. You got to have an endorsement before they can it means that you know how they operate. And then you can eventually get hired for a job doing that if you want. Then they got another one called doubles and triples. And that's when it's like multiple trailers. I don't know if you ever seen like the trucks be having 2 or 3 trailers behind them.
Yeah.
That's another endorsement. You got to learn about that. You got to take a test to pass that one. And then the most difficult one is hazmat. That's hazardous materials and shit. And that's like when you see the joints with the little cards on them, see dangerous and explosion.
Right.
You got to take another test for that. So I took all them joints this week and passed all of them.
Nice.
So your boy is like amped. Amped. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just ready.
Dope.
So I think I'm start Monday, man.
Nice.
You know, I think so. I'm start Monday. Just, when you're hot, you got to keep shooting. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
Right. All right, Steph.
Yeah, don't put me on the bench when I'm hot, coach. I'm hot. Let me keep going.
Right.
So I'll keep going, But that's just a follow-up to last week's episode, which got a lot of amazing feedback.
Yeah, man. Cass was really digging it. It was a dope episode.
Yeah. I didn't think it would resonate like that, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah, I figured it would, because the episode about, pursuing your art while working got such good feedback. So this is kind of a piggyback off of that, just a little more in depth and specified. So I thought it would do well, and
it did. Yeah, we got some drivers who follow us, who listen to Super Duty. Shout out to all the drivers out there. You know what I'm saying? All the truckers.
Nice.
It's dope. We probably wouldn't have known had we not did that episode.
Right.
But it's good to see, that Cass is out there doing it. And so, which brings us to this week's episode.
Yeah.
This is an episode that has been a long time coming.
Tell me about
it. A couple years in the making.
Yeah.
And it's about the Spotify wrap-up dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you may say, what's the dilemma, Print? Well, here's what happens every year. Spotify started doing this thing 2-3 years ago where they started sending artists these wrap-ups where it says how many fans are listening, how many total streams you get, what countries your music is listening to, and, thanking you and telling you about your fans and telling you to thank your fans. And so what did artists start doing? They started posting them and thanking their fans. Hey, y'all help me get this many streams and touch this many people and this many places and blah, 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 blah. Seems all fine and good.
Yeah.
However, I know, it wasn't going to be just that. We're dealing with artists. And so every time this thing comes around every year, people start acting weird about it.
Yeah, motherfuckers, they nipples is sensitive, yo.
Very, very sensitive. Like, what is going on? I always wonder, why is this happening? I never thought much about it. But then first I was like, okay, maybe this is just the first year that they're going to act like that. Yeah. Nope. Every year, this time of year, the week that Spotify sends out these wrap-ups, we see the same bullshit. Yeah. So we're going to talk about this in this episode. We're going to talk about the Spotify wrap-up dilemma. What's going on and how you can kind of just navigate it, you know, because we tired of the weirdness. And we don't want to see this stuff from nobody who listens to this podcast. You know, don't be a weirdo. And we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Word.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping a culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Back in the building. Super Duty Tough Work. Blueprint. Illogic. Talking about the Spotify wrap-up dilemma. As we said in the intro, every year, Spotify gives people these numbers, artists these numbers, and artists do what artists do and share them with their fans and say thank you. Every year, somebody gets in their feelings about this. Some people start saying and doing passive-aggressive things about this. Fans post their numbers too. No one gets mad at fans for posting what they listen to every year. Right. It's just a problem amongst the artists. And we have to do this episode because it's getting out of hand.
It's getting bad, man. Like, I think this is the year I saw the most this year about, you know, like, yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You know, and so to kick this episode off, I got a couple screenshots of things that I've captured of messages that I've seen online, posts from artists. And I'm not going to say their names. They're the homies. Some of these are my guys. So there's no shots at them. But I just want to read these so you guys can, who haven't seen this, can get an idea of the scope of this. Now, imagine these two messages expanded out everywhere you go online. You know what I mean? Like, they're all over the place. This is just two. And this was actually the day they came out. I had just glanced at my personal Facebook, which I rarely ever do. And what do I see? Wrap-up posts from artists.
Yeah.
And the first one said, the whole year in Spotify wrap-up stuff makes me anxious as hell. I hate it. I legit hate it. Today has really sucked going on social media and seeing all the numbers. For a myriad of reasons, I'm not going to post my numbers or look at other people's numbers. That's one artist. Second message I saw was a different artist says, why does the annual Spotify numbers show makes me sad/mad/depressed? Yes, it's because Spotify doesn't pay and it kind of all seems silly. But I want y'all's numbers. How do you do it? I want to know. And I'd be lying if I said differently. I actually really hate the whole company, and I understand that this is the way folks listen to music now. I don't really put any energy into it, so this is all my fucking problem and not yours. He writes more, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, mutual friend. Friend of the show. You know? I like his honesty about, hey, I want to get where y'all are at. You know,
right?
I really,
but
like
I hate it at the same time.
Yeah, I hate it, but I want to know. It's very human. You're very human response.
Right.
Which, you know, is the impetus for this whole episode. And so, you know, we got 3 observations about this thing and what happens every year this time that will help you understand what's going on. The first one is that if you're doing good, you're sharing it.
Yep.
Whether it's the small artist who ain't got 1,000 streams that he didn't know he was going to get, or the bigger artist is getting 10 million streams, or the guy who just finally cracked 1 million total streams for the year. If you're sharing it, if you're doing good, you're going to share it, man.
And that's the thing, doing good is relative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the artists who got, 500 streams last year, but got 1,500 this year, they sharing it.
Yeah.
Because they doing good.
Yeah.
To them, they're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
And what's wrong with sharing it if you're doing good?
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
This is the thing. It's like, this is one of the rare occasions. Spotify has created a situation where artists actually have to see and come to terms with where they are in this thing.
Yep.
And it's not just, am I a better rapper than him?
Right.
Are my beats hotter than theirs?
Right.
Are my songs better? Is my lyrics tighter? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
What the numbers look like, Chief?
Right. What the fans say. What do the people say?
Yes.
That's what this is about. What are the people saying?
Is anybody listening to you?
Yeah. Do anybody care but you?
Right. Yeah. You're the dopest. What the numbers say, Chief? Spotify is shining the light on this shit.
Yeah.
And so all the guys who are doing good, and like you said, it should be good as defined by your standards.
Right.
Not defined by what fucking Jay-Z is doing every fucking month. Not by defined by what your homie is doing every month. Defined by what your expectations and standards are.
Yeah.
It's weird to me because I swear a lot of these people who will admit they don't pay no fucking attention to Spotify. Be the main ones complaining when the year-end shit come out.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the people who sacrifice money, because we all know Spotify don't pay that much bread, and send all their fans to Spotify to listen. Go to Spotify. They do okay. They be ready to share. And so my thing is, let's stop making the people who are sharing feel bad.
Right. Feel like they're doing something wrong, or they're not being supportive of artists because they're supporting Spotify in some weird way. Like that's so stupid to me.
Yeah.
It's so stupid to me.
Yeah, like we celebrate. If a motherfucker said he sold out a show, you would be like, hell yeah, good job, man.
Yep.
You packed that shit, man. Motherfucker wins an award or something, a Grammy. Oh, man, good job, man. Why you ain't tell me you won a Grammy? Why you ain't tell me you sold out that show? Why ain't you tell me you sold out of your first 500 pressings of your blah, 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 blah in just a week?
Yeah.
Man, you should be celebrating sharing that. Yet when it comes to Spotify, all of a sudden it's, man, I can't believe these dudes be sharing this shit. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't want to be online all day. I'm just going to avoid the internet because it's Spotify wrap-up day.
Yep.
This is where we're moving to.
Yep. Cats won't be on the whole week.
Right, the whole week. Oh, as soon as they see that thing in their email, as soon as they see their wrap-up numbers, they not logging on the whole week. They like, oh, shit, Spotify ain't going to add it again. It's that week. Let me just log off. Because I know all these artists I follow is going to be sharing their shit, and then I don't want to share mine, so, I'm going to be annoyed that they're sharing their shit.
And the thing is, some of the people that are complaining about this, I know a lot of them, and I'm like, I know your numbers are good. Why are you trying to make people feel bad?
Yeah.
Because there's some cats, that their numbers are good and they still complaining about it.
Right.
It's like, what's the purpose? If you're not going to share, then don't share.
Yes.
But don't make the people that are sharing feel like they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Because especially if you're one of those artists that have a following, people pay attention to what you do. People pay attention to what you say. And if they are doing well by their standards, And it's something, if they're starting out artists, they're just starting out, and all of a sudden they got, 2,000 streams or something like that, which is a crazy jump from where they've been. And they follow you and you're saying, oh, fuck this, fuck that. They're like, oh, well, maybe this ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not good. That's not a good thing to do.
Yeah. And so I say the same way we celebrate artists for other things, other metrics they may hit for getting they song placed on a soundtrack or on a movie or on a commercial, the same way we celebrate them for doing well in their shows, for making a living off their art, for whatever their achievements may be, we can't treat Spotify no differently.
Right.
We celebrating people for getting platinum plaques, ain't we? And we don't say, well, I would celebrate, but all record companies are evil, so I can't, That's blood money. You can't. They probably only pay you $1 a record. They're jerking you. So we can't celebrate. But when it comes to Spotify, we got to qualify it every time and diminish it. And that's not cool, because if you're doing good, you should be sharing it, period. And that's me. I don't care about nobody's numbers. I'm not in no race with none of these artists.
Right.
So that's number one observation. Now, which leads us to the number two observation and problem with this whole thing, which is that if you're doing bad, dudes don't want to talk about it all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? It's like dudes will go out of their way to say, I don't even care about this shit. But if you care, why you talking about it? You know what I'm saying? If you don't care, why are you making a whole post? Dudes are like, man, I don't care about the Spotify shit. However, y'all need to stop just posting these numbers. What about y'all just making Spotify rich? It comes off as true hater shit. And like the truth of it is this. If these artists who are mad about it, stressed, angry, don't like it, if they were getting 1 million streams a month, would they be stressed, angry about it?
Nope, not at all.
So the difference between caring and not caring is just how you doing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's how you doing. It's how you doing. That's it. Like, like for me, like I improved my streams like 100,000 streams from last year to this year.
Yeah.
I got 100,000 stream increase. I'm sharing that shit.
You should.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Plus with all the work that I've been doing over the last year, it's showing that the work that I'm doing is not in vain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And whether you share it or not, I just wanted to share it. I ain't make no huge deal about it. I just posted it. Thanked everybody for, for listening.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Exactly. We thank everybody. If you play a show tonight in Columbus and that motherfucker sells out, and you get a picture of you on stage with this room just sold out, or the marquee that says sold out, you would share that. Yep. Especially if your last show there had 30 people in it. You'd be like, yo, I've made progress. This is worth celebrating. And no one would begrudge you. No one would talk down or say that you're being selfish or you being a jerk about it. No one would say they got anxiety about your goal, your achievements.
Right.
Yet every fucking year, the people who are doing bad on Spotify, usually only because they don't focus on Spotify, let's keep it real here, have the most to say about this wrap-up shit.
And if you don't focus on it, then what's the problem?
Thank you.
If it's not something that you promote, if it's not something that you really care about, then why are you wasting your energy?
Yeah.
Like being upset with people being happy about their number.
Exactly. You're complaining about a game that you don't even play.
Right.
You're complaining that you're not winning a game that you decided wasn't even important. And that's the thing. It's like everybody's not playing the same game.
Right. And that's okay.
It's fine, right?
It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to play the game they're playing. I don't have to play this game that they're playing. The music industry is so vast. There's so many different ways to get money and be successful that just because you're doing bad on Spotify, by your standards, of course, or by the standards that you set using someone else's numbers,
yep,
which are totally distorted, you can still win.
Right.
can still have a career and not be on Spotify. Look, most of my music wasn't even on Spotify until maybe 7 years ago, 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those holdouts.
Yeah.
Who was like, fuck Spotify. I ain't never put my music on there. And then after a while, I was like, but I still, and think about it, that was only 5 years. And I've been a musician full time for fucking 20 years.
Right.
I wasn't dependent on Spotify to eat. I didn't care. I wasn't complaining about it because I wasn't even on it. I was like, I wasn't complaining about somebody winning over there. I wasn't playing that game. I was playing a different game. So now when I play this game and I put my music on there, I'm happy with what I get on there. You know? But if I was unhappy with it, I would just shut the fuck up.
Right. I just wouldn't say nothing about it. That's the thing. I just wouldn't say nothing about it. I just don't understand why there always has to be some antithesis out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some Debbie Downer that's trying to, shit on you for being happy with your progress. And it's just one streaming platform. There's a whole bunch of streaming platforms out there. They just happen to give you your end of the year numbers to share, which is super smart on their part.
Yes.
Because it is free advertising, which is something people are complaining about.
Yes.
But if you really look at the numbers and if you really understand the streaming shit, like Spotify is not the worst as far as paying people. They're not the best, of course. And as a company, because of how they do their business, they're really not that profitable either.
No.
If you really understand the business of this streaming shit, it's not like the people that own Spotify are like, fucking Bezos or something.
Yeah.
Like it don't work that way.
Yeah. And even
YouTube pays you less money than Spotify.
Yes. Yeah.
It ain't no YouTube hate.
No. But I tell you what, if YouTube sent out a year-end wrap-up,
yeah, there would be some hate.
Yes, people would be in their feelings.
Yeah.
And this brings us to point number 3, which is that artists are insecure about these numbers. All this Spotify year-end wrap-up has done to me is point out and bring to surface insecurities that artists have about where they are in this thing.
Yeah.
And that is unfortunate because I don't think that the people who know these artists, who support these artists, view them the same way.
No, they don't. Or they wouldn't support them.
Right. If I support an artist, I really don't care how many streams he's getting.
Right.
Because I just care if he's dope and I'm listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
Still do dope shit, cool. And to see an artist complain about it, that they're stressed about it, and seeing other things, it kind of would make me look at them a little weird. Like, dude, why do you give a fuck? You're already winning. I'm supporting you. You got X amount of power. People fuck with you. This is just one small little thing. But instead of it being a day where we can celebrate artist success or just be silent, it turns into a day where now every time somebody posts their shit, there's this backlash. And it's getting out of control. And I wish artists would understand, like, you're not playing the same game as them, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. I understand, attention is currency. In the music industry, attention is currency. Followers and likes are currency of the music industry in many instances. And so when you start putting listens up there, that's currency as well, to where people are looking at it almost with the same, way that they would look at somebody who's got a flashy car or a nice, why he driving that? I'm driving this piece of shit. You know what I mean? Or he got the nice crib and I ain't got the nice crib, Yeah. And it's fucked up. And I'm just like, that's not it, G, So.
And it's wild too, because you see, it's like certain artists that you follow when they do post their numbers. Sometimes it's like, who the fuck is he? Like, like as artists, it's like, who is this dude that got 1 million streams? I don't even listen to his music like that. Like,
exactly.
who is listening to, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I can see artists being like, yo, like, I'm doing all this work. I'm this dope. And, I only got 100, 1,000 streams this year. How does this dude get 1 million?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How does this dude get 500,000?
Right.
And it brings out that insecurity. It's just like the car thing, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back. This is your weekly reminder that we have 2 books that you, as a listener or watcher of this podcast, need to absolutely own. The first is The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists, and the second is The Social Media Cheat Code. Both of these books were released within the last year. The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop Artists is a book where I go through the stories and explain the traits that are behind the success of some of the biggest names in hip hop today. The book has got nothing but amazing feedback. And if you are an artist, business person, whatever you do, if you would like to be inspired and would like to learn more about hip hop along the way and also see some reinforcement of the concepts that we talk about on this podcast, The 10 Traits of Successful Hip Hop is for you. Second book is The Social Media Cheat Code. That is for everyone who listens to this podcast who does not consider themselves an expert or really good at social media. It's not for super experienced people. It's actually for people who are on social media but are not getting the results you need. So what we did is I broke down like 12 or 13 strategies that I use all the time that actually work really well for me. I put it into book. I gave you examples and I tell you how to implement it. That's a book you absolutely need as a listener to this podcast, watcher of this podcast. If you're on YouTube, supporting these books actually goes a long way towards supporting the podcast. So to support the show, if you like what we do, obviously we don't necessarily get paid to do this shit. So support the products and services that we create. And these two books are a big part of that. We appreciate your support, and back to the show. Back to the program, folks.
Word.
Super Duty Tough Work. The most infamous podcast on planet Earth. Blueprint and Illogic. Talking about the Spotify year-end wrap-up dilemma. And, this part, we want to talk about some lessons that we learned from that. And hopefully these will kind of help you move forward. To all our artist friends out there, don't get caught up in this trap.
Yeah.
The snide, snarky, it don't matter, you know what I mean? Shaming people for posting their numbers thing.
Yeah.
And the number one tip we want to give you today is, I posted this on my Twitter the other day. And this is a Theodore Roosevelt quote. And the quote is, "Comparison is the thief of joy."
Yeah.
Comparison is the thief of joy. It means that you could be totally happy with everything you're doing in life because you set your own standards and your own expectations. But as soon as you start looking outside yourself, comparing what you do to other people who you don't know, you know nothing about, that comparison steals the joy that you have for doing what you do.
Yeah.
Avoid it. This is just another example of an opportunity we have to ignore and not compare ourselves to others, but we fall into the fucking trap.
Yeah.
I'm going to compare myself to, like, if you look at just like by genre streaming numbers, how different they are. Like, dudes who make like lo-fi and shit get retarded crazy fucking streaming numbers.
Yes.
Stupid streaming numbers. And it ain't like they be out playing shows or no shit like that. Some of them ain't never left the bedroom.
That's true.
They're not household names like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, streaming numbers are crazy. You could not know that and still be comparing yourself to someone like that. Right. When your genre doesn't even have like the playlisting and the streaming thing that is built for it like that. So you sit there, you compare yourself to them and you get down about it, not knowing that you did great.
Right.
The question shouldn't be how good is everybody else doing. The question should be, how well am I doing in comparison to my expectations?
Yeah, because it's always somebody that's doing better.
Yes.
It's always going to be somebody doing better than you. It's always going to, it's somebody doing better than Jay-Z. It's somebody doing better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always going to be somebody that has better numbers than you. And so it makes better sense to compare yourself to yourself. That's why I looked at my numbers from last year to this year. That's all that I cared about.
Yeah. That's it. Like, I don't think I really posted no Spotify links this year. No. I just been busy with other shit, not focusing on it. So I'm not tripping. My numbers stayed pretty much the same.
Right.
Pretty much the same. I wasn't tripping. I looked at the monthly things they sent me. Oh, you did this many, but it's pretty much the same. But I was been so busy the last couple of weeks, I ain't even been thinking about it. Get back online, and I see all this fucking hubbub, you know, about these year-end wrap-ups. I'm like, come on, man, not again.
Yeah.
But don't compare yourself to other people, man. Compare yourself to yourself. If you're one of those people who didn't even have a goal for Spotify plays at the beginning of 2021, how the hell are you mad about anybody's numbers at the end of 2021?
Facts.
You should only be comparing your numbers to the number goal that you set. If you said, I want to have this many listeners and this many streams by the end of this year, I have this many right now, I have this many in 2020, and you did better, like you said you did, that's all that should matter, man.
Right.
But if you didn't even set a goal, if you didn't even take the time to look at what you did last year, why are you bitching?
Right.
For all you know, you may have actually done better than last year.
Yeah. But if you actually took the time to look, care.
But you're so busy being upset about other people and sneak dissing that now you can't even enjoy it. Stop comparing yourself to other people.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, and we mentioned this earlier. Be happy for other people.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that? Have we come so far that we can't even celebrate somebody doing well at some shit just because they got concrete numbers on it?
Right. Like, it's visually, you can see it.
Yeah,
it's tangible.
That's tangible. That's the problem. They can, this actual number on that page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was a pie chart that just had like, percentages, you grew 50%. People be like, yeah, good job, man. You killed it.
Right.
When it says, you did 5 million streams. Oh, man, fuck that dude. I only did 500 streams a month.
Yeah.
But either way, be happy for people. I say this, if you're going to be the type of artist to celebrate people in any other arena, celebrate them in every arena.
Yeah.
Don't just pick and choose how you celebrate artists. Don't just say, I'm going to celebrate you when you get signed. I'm going to celebrate you when you get that fucking licensing deal. I'm going to celebrate you when you sell out that show. I'm going to celebrate you when you sell out that merch. But Spotify, no.
You ain't got my support, bro.
Bullshit. Support artists in everything or nothing.
Yeah.
It's all from the same pie. We all getting jerked at the end of the day.
Facts.
Like whether you sign to a major, whether you independent, whether you just directly with Spotify, it don't matter. Everybody feels they should deserve more. And we all want a better deal.
Yep.
So no matter what you do, I mean, shit, it's artists you celebrate getting signed, and these motherfuckers got 360 deals where the label's hand is in everything.
Yep. Ain't making no money.
No money. And you don't know. You don't care. You're like, yo, you got signed. You the man. Yo. You be excited, not knowing what the numbers look like.
Right.
Then just because you can see these numbers, can't celebrate you. So let's move on to number 3. Welcome back, sir. Number 3 thing is that the numbers tell the story, but they don't tell the whole story.
Right.
And this is what you should be reminding yourself as an artist if you ever find yourself comparing yourself to other artists, is that these numbers, they're Spotify numbers. They may tell you the story for that artist, but they don't tell you everything that artist got going on. They don't tell you whether that artists are signed or unsigned. They don't tell you how many ways they got to divide that bread. They don't tell you whether that artist is making money in other areas. They don't tell you nothing. They don't even tell you if that artist is playing any other games that you may be playing, right? So like streaming for me is one small thing, but it's never been my main thing. My main thing has always been touring, merchandise.
Right.
And so if that's my game, and if that's the game you're playing, why get beat up? Why beat yourself up about someone else's game? Because you only see one part of that story. And as I explained earlier, there are artists who they might not sell a damn record or stream anything, but they license music to every channel on on cable news. make a gang of money that way. They're playing a different game. Their streams might be low as hell, but their licensing might be up.
Yeah.
The numbers tell a story, but they don't tell you the whole story. So remember that when you're looking at other people's numbers, just make sure that you're not using their numbers and just trying to apply them to your story, because your story gonna be different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you have to think about it in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to think about, well, what is all the other shit that I'm doing, that is working? And if I want this to work, then I should put more work into it, as opposed to complaining when it doesn't look how I want it to look, or, if I don't, quote unquote, care, you know what I'm saying, how it looks, then, don't say that. But if you want it to improve, then look at everything else you're doing and try to, put some more work into that area.
Yeah, totally agree. So yeah, we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Quick announcement. Over the last several years, we've been asked many times by the listeners of the show if we would ever open it up to the public for advertising. We've always been interested in this, but we never had the systems in place to make it work properly. I'm proud to announce that we are officially accepting advertising from the public on Super Duty Tough Work. Meaning, if you're a small business owner or an artist and you'd like to create more awareness about your product, service, or release on the Super Duty Tough Work podcast, we're now in a position to do that. For more information, email us at superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Again, that's superdutytoughwork@weightless.net. Email us there. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you would like to promote, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to let you know if we think it's a good fit and what the next steps are. Thank you for your time. Back to the show. My brand new book, The Social Media Cheat Code, is now pre-ordering on weightless.net. Order your signed copy today. Thanks for your support. All right, folks, we back. Super Duty Tough Work, Blueprint, Illogic. We're talking about the Spotify wrap-up dilemma. We got 3 more bullet points that we want to just go over for everybody who's been seeing it, dealing with it, we poke fun and make fun of everybody's insecurities, but we all artists. We know how it is. We get insecure about shit too. So take this with a grain of salt. We're not trying to offend nobody. But these last 3 points we want to talk about is this. First one is, number 4 is you got to be either all in or all out. I think one of the polarizing things about Spotify is that due to how publicized it's been about their payouts and streaming in general, and since they're the leader in streaming, they kind of get all the flack. Right. A lot of people are either all in or all out. Some people don't know what to do, but it's like, to me, you can't approach Spotify in a half-ass way.
Right.
You either are sending people there to listen or you're not. You're either uploading the biggest parts of your catalog there or don't. Either one is fine. There's nothing wrong if you don't want to put your music on Spotify at all. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with telling people, hey, I don't put my music there. Go to Bandcamp. Go to my website. Go here and buy the physical. I'm not doing Spotify. That's great. But what's not okay is having one foot in, one foot out. Your music's there, but you're not sending nobody there.
Right.
Your music there, but you hate Spotify. You don't understand why people want to go there or not. Right? Like you got one foot in, one foot out, and this has you conflicted. And I don't think Spotify works like that. I think Spotify is like one of those momentum type things where the more you put on there, the more you send people there, the bigger your numbers get. You know what I'm saying? And then the more playlists you get on. But I think when people have one foot in, one foot out, they get real insecure. And to me, it's like, if you're not going all in on it, then why be pissed off about the outcome?
Right. Yeah, that's the whole point is, if you don't care, then don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't care, then don't care all the way.
All the way. Really don't care.
Yeah, really don't care where it's like, oh, I don't even fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you just don't say nothing. You just keep it pushing. My music ain't there. My music ain't there anyway, so I don't got no comment.
No.
You know what I mean?
But what we have the opposite now, which is people who say they don't care, but really care.
All their music is on it.
Yeah. Mad as hell every year when that wrap up come out. But don't send nobody there during the year.
Right.
It's like, yo, man, you actually do care. You be pretending you don't, though. You know what I'm saying? So be all in or all out. That's just my advice. Number 5. Number 5 is don't be a weirdo about it.
Right.
Some of y'all are acting too weird every time this comes up. You say you don't care. You be acting like you care, though. You be passive aggressive about other people's numbers, but you say you don't want to look at them. You don't want to log on. Stay normal. Keep doing what you do. Hell, if your friends is doing well, celebrate your friends.
Right.
Just whatever you do, just keep carrying on like you normally carry on. But don't be a weirdo about it, because then what you have is you start making people who know you feel a little insecure about sharing their successes.
Right.
And that's not what we want. We don't want the people around us to feel like they can't share their victories with us because we can't handle it. That's some bullshit.
Straight up.
So don't be a weirdo about it. And then the last point, find inspiration in it.
Exactly.
What you should be doing, and I know it's not going to be easy for some, is that instead of looking at it like you're competing with these people, that somehow, their success is making you feel insecure about where you're not at. Look at it like, yo, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
If I put in the same time, if I actually focus on Spotify, if I release music regularly and upload it there, if I put my catalog there and I have links to it and send people there all the time, if I start making playlists out of my own music and putting them on my page, if I do more features and I get more people to send people to my Spotify page, I can have those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely show a big increase. Like you're saying, from last year to this year, you had a huge jump.
Right.
All because of everything you're doing, from the live streaming to releasing, projects, everything jumped.
Yeah.
Everybody can do that. That's not exclusive to any artist. Find inspiration in the people who are doing well and stop letting it make you feel like you're not good enough.
It's just, go ahead. No, it's just like the one excerpt you read earlier. It was like, it makes me sad and insecure. And it's like, how do y'all do it? I don't like it, but I still want them numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How does it, and honestly, that's a healthy attitude to have almost, what I'm saying? Because it's like, I know it's something that I want. I know it's something I can get. I know it's something that actually does mean something in the long run to me and probably to my listeners as well, but I do understand the other side of it. But it's something I still want. Like it's a dichotomy. It's one of those things where, it's going to be both sides of the coin. But at the same time, if you want it, it's there for you. You just got to put some work in.
That's it. And that should go for anything, and as we stated earlier, don't make this just about Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, this should be no different than any other achievement that any other artist has had, whether it's getting signed, whether it's shows, look at it like a whole thing. Find it just as you find it inspiring by these dudes making a dope record, putting out something that's dope, getting a dope write-up, getting signed, getting whatever the fuck. If you find inspiration in those things, don't put this in a different category.
Right.
Put this in the same category and use it as inspiration, not as something that makes you not feel good about what you've done.
Exactly.
Say, man, I can do that. I can have those same numbers. Don't look at it like I gotta have the same numbers. Look at about the same percentages. Like maybe that person who posted that only had a 2% increase over that year. Maybe they had a 10%. Maybe they had 20%. Who knows but they didn't just jump out the window and put something on there and get 1 million fucking streams.
Right.
some people have been all in on Spotify for a long time and are reaping the rewards of that. So just put together a plan, be inspired by it. And, next year, I don't want to hear y'all shit.
Facts.
I don't want to hear this. I don't want to go through this every year. I'm tired of it already.
Yeah.
Just either don't care, and just all the way don't care.
Right.
Don't even talk about it, which is cool too. And so that's it for this week. Right. That's it. Spotify wrap-up dilemma. I don't even know if I should read back these bullet points, but I'll read back these last tips on the last one so that you guys will understand that part. And the first one was that comparison is the thief of joy. Number 2 was be happy for other people. Number 3 is the numbers tell a story, but not the whole story. Number 4, be all the way in or all the way out. Number 5, don't be a weirdo. Number 6, find inspiration in it. Word. I hope y'all got something out of this, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace. Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.